Tonight, a crisis in Syria near the border with Turkey. Millions of refugees bombed out of their homes by the Assad regime during 10 years of civil war. Children working for pennies a day, scavenging through garbage. And now COVID spreading. This widow, Khan, with 9 children. Their home destroyed by a bomb, 2 of her children losing part of their arms, a third badly burned from shrapnel. She says, I wish my hand was chopped off, not theirs. These kids who are injured need everything, she says. They need help. They need everything. But Russia, supporting Syria's Assad regime, is now threatening to close the last of 4 corridors for Western aid trucks, a lifeline to 4 million people, including her son, Rakan, who says, there are kids who are sicker than I am, and they need this. Emergency medics, the volunteer white helmets, trying to do what they can.
The coronavirus, from since a year until now, made the situation worse. If they close the border, if they will close the border after a month, it will be disaster for everyone.
The U.S. ambassador to the UN is going to the border tomorrow as the U.S. pressures Russia to keep the aid flowing, an issue President Biden will raise with Vladimir Putin at their summit 2 weeks from now.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.